What's up, people? I'm Caitlin, or Carnivore, and I'm back with the Carnivore Goes for Gold Challenge. So I'm currently on day 12 of the 101 Days 101 Restaurants Challenge. So like 10% there, doing great. But yeah, just wanted to recap week one. Hit a lot of restaurants. We are on track. Obviously, I'm in week two now, but week one went to 7 restaurants in 7 days. Success. So I reviewed Gelada and Little Sister in the last video, both delicious Asian restaurants, but now the last restaurants I went to last week, gonna get right into them. So first, yes, I went to Petit Trois, which is Chef Ludo Lefebvre's French bistro counter seating restaurant. He also has Trois Mec, which is his fancier restaurant, which is also on the list. I'll be going there later during this challenge, but I haven't gone there yet. Went to Petit Trois with my parents, and it was amazing. And I was just in Paris, so I just had some really authentic French food, and this was incredible. I mean, Chef Ludo trained under Alain Pissard and many other famous French chefs, so of course, but we got some French specialties like escargot, getting kind of out of my comfort zone a little bit on some of these challenges, but if Jonathan Gold recommends it, I'm gonna try it. So yeah, the escargot was super buttery and garlicky, and yeah, my dad and I just loved eating it. We were popping them in our mouths, and just that buttery sauce was dripping. Whatever, snails butter. There's more butter than snails, so delicious. And then we got the best French onion soup I've ever had, and I'm realizing during this challenge that I'm using the word "the best" a lot, but I'm not using it lightly. These are just actually the best forms of these dishes that I've ever had, which, you know, is to be expected. If they're on this list, they're going to be pretty high caliber, but this French onion soup was just like the cheesiest thing you have ever seen. Just like dripping, the cheese is, you're lifting the cheese and just stretching forever. It's all over the sides of this cast iron thing. We watched them put it in the broiler, and it's just bubbling over. Oh my gosh, this cheese was so good. And of course they used Gruyere, I think, to cover it, so really fancy cheese, and then inside was the bread and this really rich French onion soup. It was so brown and delicious, and we ate every bite of it. Then we had their famous burger, which is notorious for being, you know, the best burger in LA. I think a lot of people think so. So it's Le Big Mac, and it's a double patty, and it is, so there's like a nice brioche bun, and then 2 juicy patties perfectly cooked, and then there's a lot of cheese smothered over it, and then on top of the cheese there's caramelized onions and this foie gras sauce that is just super rich and dripping everywhere. I think there's some red wine in that sauce too, and I'm not a foie gras person, but I wanted to have it exactly the way Chef Ludo created it, so I got it with the foie gras sauce and really liked it. Yeah, so if you love foie gras, you'll love this, and even if you don't love foie gras, you'll still be like, this is an incredible burger. So rich, like just dripping, like you probably have to eat it with a fork and a knife. Just, it's a mess, but really good. So those were all recommended by Jonathan's review. But what our waiter also recommended was the French omelet, and I was like, really? Like an omelet for dinner? I don't know, like not so crazy for omelets. Like, I love eggs, but it's not like something I'm gonna write home about. But this omelet changed my life. I've been like making omelets at home now since having this omelet. It is unbelievable. Like, I don't even know how they cook it. I want to learn, and someone teach me please how to make a French omelet, because it's like the outside is perfectly soft. It's like a little pillow. It's like a little yellow omelet, but the inside, it's not even golden on the outside. It's just like, I guess their technique is to cook it like low and slow. So low heat, really slow for a long time, because the inside, the eggs are still soft scrambled. So it's like the outside is firm, and then the inside is just like overflowing with these soft scrambled eggs. So you cut into it and they just pour out. Oh my gosh. And they have this cheese stuffed inside there, a lot of butter too, but I think it's Boursin cheese. Might be pronouncing that wrong, but super cheesy, buttery eggs, just so simple. Like, you can just taste the eggs, and the cheese melts in your mouth. Definitely, like, might have been my favorite thing there, honestly, and we almost didn't order it, so go, like, get all these things though. They were incredible. Some of the best French food I've had, definitely the best in LA. So that was Petit Trois, amazing, and really excited now to check out Trois Mecs soon. Then restaurant number 4 of week 1, went to Jelena in Venice Beach on Abbot Kinney for brunch. And I've been to Jelena Takeaway a few times and just never went to Jelena even though I wanted to because there was always a long line. So my friend Mariana, thanks girl, put our name in for brunch because there's always a wait. So I get there and we go to brunch, and they're super famous for their pizzas. So we got the Pomodoro pizza with burrata on top because I love burrata. And it was just very simple pizza, really well cooked, and I'm a stickler for pizza after living in New York, so this is a really good one. Definitely one of the best I've had in LA. So I really liked the pizza, and we also shared some pancakes, a brunch staple. I'm a sweet tooth, so I had to get these. They were lemon ricotta pancakes, so they're like lemon poppy seed pancakes, like kind of like a lemon poppy seed muffin, really good, but not too sweet. And then stuffed with ricotta, so like the inside of the pancakes are like ricotta right there, so which is nice. It kind of, you know, balances out the super sweetness. It's not like overly sugary, but then they top it with this like blueberry sauce and fresh blueberries. I think some whipped cream or some kind of cream on top, so that gets a little sweeter. It's definitely good to balance this out with a pizza. Little sweet, savory brunch items. Yeah, we loved the pancakes and really enjoyed Jelena. It was worth the wait, and definitely we'll have to go back for dinner. But Jelena, number 4, checked off. Next, I went to Gwen in Hollywood. So Jonathan Gold described Gwen as the Disneyland for meat lovers, so I was very excited. I was doing a live video on Instagram. I don't know, maybe some of you watched it, and I was so excited to be there. I was walking in, and you gotta like check this out. The people there were super funny. They were like waving in the window, and they were holding up me and dancing, just like as excited as I was to be there. They were that excited for me to be there too, to help me and show me all their meat at the butcher shop. It was just incredible. I mean, look at them. They're just so cute. So I go inside, super excited to go to the butcher shop, and they have like a lunch counter there. What I didn't realize was that their lunch is, even though it's served at the butcher counter, it actually is only when the kitchen is open, and so the kitchen is only open when the restaurant's open, so they're closed Sunday, Monday. So FYI, maybe I'm the only one who didn't know this, but they were not open for lunch on a Monday. But that's okay, because Francis and Randy, those cool guys you saw waving and you know, holding up the meat, super fun. Sliced me off some samples, and I got to try chicken galantine and duck speck, and like I've never even heard of these cured meats. This is just like such a journey. It's so fun. Just super friendly. Just let me sample a bunch of different meats and charcuterie. It's redundant, but anyway, delicious. Got a little plate of the beautiful meat at Gwen, and yeah, I'm very excited to go back for dinner, and I'm gonna do the tasting menu at this point because it sounds incredible. And apparently they have some of the best steak in LA / the world. I don't know. We'll see. We'll check it out soon. Okay, so after that didn't work out, I was pretty hungry. It was a nice appetizer to have that charcuterie, but was hungry for lunch and needed to stay on track with the challenge. So I continued on to Watts, and I went to Local, L-O-C-O-L, to try this fast food restaurant, but elevated fast food, because chefs Roy Choi and Daniel Patterson, Michelin chefs, they have a Michelin restaurant in San Francisco, so they opened this fast food restaurant. It's a new concept, and they just wanted to change the community of Watts, which is awesome, by bringing great food to the community and elevating fast food. So everything was super affordable and delicious. So I got their fried chicken burger. I think they called it a burger because it was kind of like a patty and not just like a piece of chicken. So it was great, like a fried chicken patty. Here it is. And it was topped with, you know, a delicious sauce and some, you know, pickles and relishy stuff on a nice brioche bun. And I guess the person who did the bun was the same person from the famous Tartine Bakery. So really good bun, really good chicken, delicious sandwich, and it was only $5, so that's awesome. But I think my favorite thing at Local was the foldy, which is their version of a taco. So they foldy the tortilla, And then I don't know, they must have like cooked it, flipped it, because anyway, they have a bean and cheese option and a beef option. I went for the beef because carnivore and I love beef. And it was just like super full of this rich beef, and there was like some kind of salsa in there that gave it a nice kick. It was like dripping, oozing with the juicy meat sauce, and the salsa was mixing, and I think there was some cheese in there too. It was just like a glorious taco, but like bigger than a normal taco, like more like a small quesadilla, except not that cheesy, but it was so good. And that was only $2. I would go back and just get like 2 or 3 full days, call it a meal. Delicious. I wish there was a local fast food place in every town. I want one here. So awesome. Like, love the motto, the inspiration behind the restaurant, and really good, really affordable food. So check it out. The next restaurant, number 7 on my list, and these aren't in order, not ranking order anyway, I'm just doing my own order. So the next restaurant on the list that I went to day 7 was Playground in downtown Santa Ana. And Chef Jason, he is maybe one of the best chefs in Orange County, and I've wanted to go to Playground for a long time. Never had gone, and just, yeah, was very excited to finally go. Went with one of my best friends, Angie. And so their menu at Playground changes weekly, but they do have some things on the menu that stay pretty constant. I think one of those things is their Brussels sprouts, which I ordered, because if it's staying on the menu, it must be pretty good. It was amazing. I loved it. I love Brussels sprouts when they're done right, and these were done right. They were in a Caesar sauce. I'm a big sauce person, so they were like very saucy. I loved it. And they had some cornbread crumbs on top, which gave it a nice crunch, and I think some jalapenos in there, which gave it just a little bit of a kick. And yeah, those were great. And what else? Oh, Angie, my friend, is a vegan, so they do have vegan options at Playground. It's more of a sharing place, but we didn't really share so much since she's a vegan, although I did try her dish, which was these cauliflower mole. So they had like tortillas on the side, and the cauliflower, and it was sitting on a mole sauce. So yeah, and they had like radishes on top, beautifully garnished. It was a beautiful plate, and it was just as delicious as it was beautiful. The cauliflower was well cooked. I think veggies are, hard to perfect. You can get a nice quality of meat and it can come out pretty well, but if you can cook veggies really well and captivate my interest with vegetables, then that's amazing, because they're veggies. No one wants to eat their veggies, but now I do. Like, this cauliflower would eat every day, and the mole sauce was great. I've never had cauliflower and mole. It was a nice pairing. And then finally, of course, I did try some meat there. So I had the pork tenderloin, and it was cooked perfectly. I think pork, can sometimes be overcooked, and this was not. It was nice and juicy, pink in the middle, and it was sitting on a bed of Hatch chili grits, which gave it a nice yellow pop to the plate. And a nice little spice to the dish, which balanced out. There was like a strawberry sauce that the pork was cooked in, so it was nice with the strawberry sauce and the juicy meat, and then the Hatch chili grits to kind of, balance out the sweet with a little bit of spice. So I really liked that dish as well. Yeah, it was a great restaurant. I would definitely want to go back with a large party and try everything on the menu, just share it all, family style. But yeah, it was a great first start. And then the last one, restaurant 8 of last week of the challenge, I went to Atari Sandwiches, Atari Sandwich Shop in Westwood. And this is like a pretty hole-in-the-wall Persian sandwich shop in Westwood. And they are famous for their beef tongue sandwich. Yeah, I had never had tongue before eating there, but Jonathan Gold said to get it. He said it was the best, so I said, okay, let's do it. Took a little bit of courage, got out of my comfort zone, tried it, and it was incredible. I love when, taking a risk pays off, because a couple years ago I never would have eaten tongue, and I loved it. It was great. So the tongue was served on a French bread. It kind of reminded me of a po' boy from New Orleans, with the French bread, and then, the meat in there, some pickles, some sauce, just great. really good sandwich. It didn't really, like, if you just get past, you know, thinking you're eating tongue, if you just think you're eating meat, then it's not bad at all. I just felt like I was eating some delicious beef, but it had a nice flavor. I don't know. I actually ate tongue a second time last week, so I'm just on a tongue roll. Yeah, Jonathan, I guess, loves to eat tongue, but I guess when it's cooked right, there you go. So that is all for week 1. Yep, so now I am currently on day 12 of Carnivore Goes for Gold, so follow along on Instagram to watch, you know, the live videos, see where I'm going in real time, and meeting the chefs, talking to them about the dishes, and showing you all the food as I'm eating it. And then check back in next week for a recap of week 2. And like, comment, subscribe, follow on Instagram, Carnivore Goes for Gold. Okay, bye! And if you want to come eat with me, please let me know. I need all the help I can get. Need eating buddies. Okay, bye!